Good afternoon, everybody. This is your girl Alicia, and I hope everyone is having an amazing Thursday afternoon. Before I get into the review of last night's episode of Star, let me just get this out the way. So I woke up this morning and saw that my video that I did of Star's There For You review had over 2,500 views. And I was like, whoa, like I was really shocked. I was surprised. I'm like, how this happened? I don't know, but praise God. So I began to look through the comments or whatever. So I had a few people, who wanted to tell me that, or made sure I knew that Star was a TV show, that it wasn't that serious, that, I should relax, so on and so forth. Well, I am very well aware that Star is a TV show. I understand that Star is fallacy. I understand that Star is a figment of Lee Daniels' imagination and the people that he has hired on his writing staff to bring his imaginative thought process to life. I do understand that. However, what I do are review videos. It's no different than somebody going on Google and looking up a review on a restaurant you want to check out, on a movie that you're anticipating to see. It's no different. The only difference is you are reading what they are saying in comparison to hearing what I am saying. And so even more so, still looking through some of the comments, and anyone that has been with me from the jump and you come to my videos, you know that, number one, I'm not a combative person. And number two, there are people who are on my thread who don't agree with some of the things that I say. And that's perfectly fine, because no two people are going to agree on everything every single time. So I actually love opposing views. The issue that I have is when adults can't come on and comment and have an opposing view and not be disrespectful, because some of the comments were disrespectful. And so my whole thing is we should be able to articulate how we feel in a way that's not disrespectful. If that's something that you cannot do, maybe my videos are not for you. If you are a diehard the character of Star fan, I'm sure there are people out there who think just like you, who have the same opinions as you. My whole thing is it's a show. It's definitely for entertainment purposes only. And I have stated, I pinned a comment this morning to let people know, hey, look, I'm a writer. One of my dreams, one of my goals is to actually write for Star and other shows. I've written 4 books. I have my own little stuff popping off. So I understand the ability to create fallacy. However, my whole thing is I just want us to be able to converse, to engage with each other without calling somebody the B word, without telling somebody they're stupid, without telling somebody they're dumb because they have an opinion that's different from yours. We should be able to do that without it venturing into elementary bickering, because that's not what this is about. So that's my whole thing. If you don't agree with what I say, please, you can comment. I love reading it. I absolutely love reading it, but let's not be disrespectful towards one another, because if it's not that serious, like many people have said, there is no reason to call somebody out their name, to tell someone they're stupid, or to tell somebody that they're dumb. It's just no reason for that. But I do want to thank everybody that have clicked, because it's definitely this. Last time I checked, the last video had 4,000 views. So keep clicking, keep commenting. You can like or dislike. I'm all here for it, because it's pushing me toward my goal, of doing the things that I want to do. So I just had to say that. I appreciate y'all for listening, and I appreciate you for commenting, even if you do not agree with me. I still appreciate you. So I'm gonna just get right into the episode on last night. So I'm gonna start with, like I normally do, I'm gonna start with the Alex, and I'm gonna start with the Noah scenes. So the first scene we see of Alex and Noah is when Alex is walking into the studio. She's actually on the phone with Noah, and she is talking to him about the event that he has, and she wants, basically he's calling to make sure that she's going to be there by his side. She's going to be there to, to make sure that, she's supporting of him. And so she lets him know that she's going to be there. She's going to be by his side. She's going to support him. That's what she says. So when we get to the event, she's there in body, and that's just about it. So when Noah is doing his interview, Noah is asked, what was the inspiration for his album. So he's looking at Alex, and it's almost as if he can't even get the words to come out of his mouth. Like he's in a place where he's stuck. He's in a place where he can't articulate what he's trying to say. It's almost as if it's like, she's the inspiration behind it, but I'm so caught up in her not even paying attention that it's messing with me. And so then he kind of goes off on Ayana about his father. He walks out. Alex follows him out there, and the first thing out her mouth was, I don't think anybody noticed. Really? That's the best you could come up with. So I was mad at Alex on that scene because in that moment, it showed Noah's vulnerability to say, hey, I need you. I want to make sure you're with me. I want to make sure you're by my side. And so someone doesn't have to come out and say, I'm nervous, I'm scared, so on and so forth, if they are trying to ensure that you're going to be there with them to support them in a moment that could really catapult their career again. And so I was really upset with her. He was like, I went off about my dad. I don't think I was being too charming. And her thing was, everything about you is charming. How do you think you got me? And she tried to touch him, and he kind of, like, he wasn't trying to hear that. And I wouldn't have been trying to hear it too. So I definitely am in agreement, and I understand why Noah was upset and why Noah wasn't trying to hear anything she had to say at that particular moment. So we see them at the hospital. They were like in the background. They were having a conversation, not that we were able to hear what they were saying, but they were talking, maybe getting things right, about that little situation that they had. The next scene we see of Alex and Noah, they are in the car. She asked him about, Sound House, and, he said he hadn't heard anything or anything like that. So she tried to console him. She tried to touch his hand, but like, I know you'll hear from him soon. He wasn't trying to hear that. Again, he's being, I'm sure, resentful in some way, and he's being, he's kind of pushing her, away. So we see Noah, begin to swerve. Now, at first I thought they was going to get into an accident because that the TV show Star is very unpredictable. So I didn't know what was going to happen. But come to find out, they were getting pulled over by a police officer. And so it looked as if Noah didn't want to stop that car. And so he kept on going. So Alex was like, what are you doing? So he says, if I get that, this is the last thing I need. If I get pulled over, my career is basically over. I can't afford a DUI. And she was like, Noah, you've been drinking. You drunk, pull this damn car over. So he pulls over. And I knew when that cop got to that car, Alex behind was going to be on the driver's side of that car. And that's exactly what happened. I'm like, she's a true ride or die with your behind, because your career could have been over in a split second, buddy. But, she was there, got, away, nothing, whatever like that. Her whole thing was, I can't believe I just did that. So we just see them in the funeral being very, he was consoling her or whatever the case may be. And so one thing I noticed about the TV show Star, they definitely do things in the prior episode that lets you know kind of what's going to happen in the next episode. And so when we saw the preview for them in the next episode, they were like at a hotel or something like that, and it looked as if he had a bag in his hand, like he was about to walk out the door. The faces let us know that was not a very good moment or whatever happened, between them or whatever the case may be. And so this is the thing, this is the feeling that I have, because some people were really, what are you going to say about knowledge? What are you going to say about their relationship, their situation? And so this is my thing. The car situation in last night's episode was, Noah, if you want to drink and you want to get behind the wheel of a car, then dude, that's your business. But when you have someone else's life in your hands and you have been drinking and you know that you're under the influence, that's what I got the problem with, buddy. So my whole thing is, Noah, boo, he needs help. Noah needs help, and I hope that he gets the help that he needs, because anytime that you are choosing alcohol, drugs, or narcotics, sex, there are a whole lot of addictions out there. When you're choosing that above the person that you say no one else can replace, when you're choosing that above the person that you work so hard, to get, or you let it be known that how you felt about them, however, you're still choosing the bottle, you're still choosing your addiction over that person, it's not too much that person can really do when you are showing me what you're doing, because actions definitely speak louder than words. You can tell me you love me all day, but if your actions prove otherwise, I have to go with what your actions are showing me and not what your lips are telling me. So with Alex and Noah, I really don't know. I really want them to make it. I really wanted them to be the couple that, really shows, how we can work through something, because on Star, that's something that, to me, we haven't seen. We haven't seen any couple work through issues, work through problems, work through these crazy scenarios. It's always they break up and that just be the end of them. So I'm like, can we at least get one couple where we can have them work through their problems, work through their issues? And even some more with Alex, coming from a mother who has been an alcoholic, what can she do to help him? Of course, Noah has to want the help, Noah has to get the help, but at the same time, a person can only take so much that's on the receiving end that's dealing with someone that has an addiction. So I understand, both sides of it. Like I said, sometimes those previews can be very misleading. Even the pictures that they release on Spoiler TV can be very misleading. It was a picture of Alex and Derek I guess they were on the porch talking. We don't know what that's about. It could have been her, apologizing for Derek, for Star telling their business in that diss track. So, we just never know what may happen with it. I'm hoping for the best, but when you're dealing with addictions, you just really don't know. So speaking of Derek, we see that Derek and Alex had like a little moment in last night's episode as they were preparing for Hayel's funeral. And like I said, Star kind of do things to kind of lead up to, certain situations. Derek is moving out. Derek is getting his own place. We haven't seen the nurse. It's almost as if she just disappeared. We ain't seen her no more. I don't know what's going on with that. They had a little moment. And he was like, if you need anything, I'm here for you, for real. And I'm like, okay, Derek is always a good dude. So I just don't want them to be together. And my whole thing is not because and it's not even because I want Alex and Noah to be together. I don't want them to be together because, okay, it's like I want to see Derek, progress. I want to see Derek move on with his life. I want to see Derek, become self-sufficient again, even though we see him getting better with his legs and, up on his feet or whatever the case may be. Just, it's almost too predictable to get them back together again. It's like, do something else. That's what I would like to see. But like I said, we don't know how these writers are going to do this. Now, one thing I think we all can agree on. One thing I love about the TV show Star is that they send us through so many emotions. One moment you could be pissed, the next moment you could be angry, the next moment you're sad, the next moment you're crying, the next moment you're feeling all lovey and bubbly because they done showed us some lovey-dovey stuff. It's one of the few shows that can take you through so many emotions within 45 minutes because it's 45 minutes of show and 15 minutes of commercial. And last night, I think we all experienced that, especially when Hayel died. That was such an emotional moment. It was so real. I felt as if I was in the funeral myself, and I didn't know they was gonna really have him in the casket. You know how they have the casket closed and they just have a picture up there. That's what I'm thinking. But when they actually had old boy in that casket, I was like, oh my God. I was like, Lord Jesus. However, when we look at the Carlotta was saying, the legacy that he's leaving, which he was able to save his grandson's life. Not only that, he saved Andy's life because I believe Andy know that bullet was meant for him, and Cassie made that very clear. We're all able to see how cutthroat Cassie is. Cassie was crying at this man's funeral. Cassie was consoling her sister at this man's funeral. But Cassie also walked down them stairs and put that bullet in Andy's hand to let him know, did you not think I wasn't gonna find you and you've been avoiding me? I need my money. Or the next time we will not miss and it's gonna be you laid up in that box. I was like, my God. I knew Cassie was cutthroat, especially when she shot dude in the head and however, I didn't know she would just. Cassie is not the one to play with. And even with the preview that they showed for next week with Carlotta and Cassie with the guns to each other, I'm like, what kind of family is this? What's going on right now? Like, I don't even know. I gotta wait for that situation because I have no idea what's going on with that situation there. So, getting to Star and Simone. So, interestingly, like I said, the video that I did of the diss track, there was a lot of people who disagree with me, and that's fine. And this is the thing, a lot of people were saying, Star, based on what Star said last night, she just needed to get some stuff off her chest. Excuse me. And I'm like, I understand that, but isn't every diss record is somebody get some stuff off of their chest? So I'm like, the things that she had to say, I know she was venting, and I understand you're needing to vent, but I'm like, the things that you said was still hitting below the belt, especially the whole thing with Alex. Especially, I think Alex probably got it worse because she included Derek, even though she didn't say his name. Those that know who Alex was dating, they know who Star is talking about. To me, Derek didn't really need to be included in that, but oh well. So somebody commented, and they were big mad because they was like, you act like you know what it's like to release a diss record. You ain't never released no diss track. You don't know. And I'm like, you're absolutely correct. I've never released a diss record in my life. However, I do know how the music industry works. And when you are an artist signed to a label, you do not own the masters of your work, which means if you come to vent, if you come to record conversations, if you don't own your masters, the record label can do whatever the hell they want to do with your music. So Of course, Star was venting. It was never Star's intent to release this song as a diss track. However, when she came out the booth and she was listening to Maurice Snake behind get into her mind, play on her thoughts a little bit, she wanted to release it. Now, the one thing about words, once you release something, you cannot get them back. Once you put something out there, it is what it is, and you cannot take out or take back what you put out there. And so even after the funeral, at the hospital, the girls had a moment, which I thought was a very, very, sweet moment. They were there for Carlotta because she's always there for them. And even at the funeral, Alex expressed to Star that she was the sister that she never had. Like I said, Star, the TV show Star, does things that lead up to the next week. So, of course, when this diss track come out, it's going to be some problems. It's going to be some issues when this stuff come out. Also, when Star is in the preview, we see that Star is offered an opportunity to go on the tour, but as a solo artist. So to everyone who's saying Star has always been for the group, so to everyone that said Star put the group before everybody, we're going to see next week how true that's going to be. Is Star going to take the opportunity to go solo on this tour, or is she gonna say, nah, I can't go without my girls? What's going to happen with that? We don't know. And even in the preview for next week, it's almost as if it appeared that Noah is gonna try to commit suicide. And I'm like, some of the things I don't like about the TV show Star is sometimes how weak they make these men look. They did the same thing with Derek, and they're doing the same thing with Noah. And I'm like, yeah, you have an addiction, but we're making him as if he's a weakling. Like, even when at his event, it was almost as if he could not do anything or speak or articulate if Alex wasn't by his side. You a man. He's a man. It's like these portrayals of men, it's like sometimes I don't think it's fair, because like they almost like these weak images, that we see. So my whole thing is, I'm like, this, I would love to see a strong male character, on the show. But like, I know we need drama and all of that to make the show what it is, so we can do these reviews. So we see that Ayanna is pregnant now. I'm believing it's Hayel's child, because that's what we were able to see. That was the last person that she was with. And so I'm like, my God, she never even got the opportunity to tell him that she was pregnant, that she was, having his child, which I'm assuming it is. And so we see that, that Cotton is going to have a sibling. And so I thought that was very interesting. That whole situation with Ayanna being pregnant, that Ayanna and Carlotta gonna both have a child by Hayel. I'm like, that's gonna be real interesting. Then we see Angel. Man, I was like, Ice, y'all the most disrespectful people in the world. Y'all came and got this dude at his uncle's funeral. He couldn't even go bury his uncle before y'all told him that he was a criminal. Took this dude away. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? It was like that. The last 8 minutes of Star was so nerve-wracking. My blood pressure was high. I had a headache. I'm like, it was, but that's what makes a great show. When you can have people that think differently, when you can have people that go through these emotions, when you can have people to sit and think about what's going to happen next episode, or we're waiting for Wednesday to come around again, because the way they write these shows, whether they make you mad, because I was mad, and this review was going to go in a whole nother way. But when I sat and I thought about what happens just in families in general, when you lose someone, it just really make you look at life very, very differently, or it should make us look at life very, very differently when we're in that place of loss, and or in that place of mourning, when we lose someone and we have to continue our life after that. We still got to put our big girl panties on, or we still got to pull our pants on and continue to move on with our life. So we see that Simone was like, she quit. She thinks she's done with Take 3. She don't want to do it anymore. And so in the diss track, Star was basically saying that, it was about this man. But we're able to see that her not wanting to be a part of the group had everything to do with Star and Alex bickering. And I'm like, I'm getting tired of it myself. Y'all got to deal with the elephant in the room. You got to deal with the thing that has caused this division and this dissension in your relationship. But we all know who that is. It's Noah. everybody just need to get their feelings out there and just be honest with everybody. And you can see people talk, and this happened in real life. We talk all the time to people. However, we really don't have effective communication where I can tell you how I feel, you tell me how you feel, and we're able to move on. We're able to agree to disagree and move on with our lives. And Alex and Star just never really talked about when Alex finally, when her and Noah got together, her and Star, never really dealt with that part of their friendship. How do you feel about this? Are you okay with this? Even though Star was going on like she was okay with it, obviously she wasn't. She had a real big issue with Alex and Noah, being with each other. And there are different views about that whole thing about Alex and Noah, and Alex and Noah and Star. Were they really together? Were they not together? Someone broke it down for me. They was like, Bae, and they was a Star fan. They like Star more. And they was telling me, Bae is just a terminology people just use. It don't necessarily mean that you're in a relationship. However, the way that Star meant it, she was basically saying that was her man. I'm like, thank you. That's all I want. That's all, I really, really want. I just wanted, the way that she described it, even in episode 10 when she was telling Alex the whole thing between her and Noah, it was almost as if this was my man. We were in a committed relationship. This is what it was, but it was underground. It was this. And I'm like, okay, I see it for what it is. So for people that's out there that you are a Star fan, the character, that's who you like most, I'm not bad. Somebody said I was bashing Star. I'm not bashing Star. My whole thing is I'm just looking at it from a different perspective. And my thing is I just could be honest. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And I've learned that even with the videos and doing these and reading people comments, is that when you really like somebody or you like a character, you will ride or die for that character, and I'm all for that. But at the same time, it's like you have to be honest about what's going on. You have to be honest about these different situations. Has Alex been selfish? Absolutely. And we really saw that in last night's episode. Has Star been selfish? Absolutely. And if we really be honest, Star been selfish the most. I'm just sorry, it is what it is. And so Simone is really the one you really saw, like, her ability to be mature, in last night's episode, just dealing with Alex and dealing with Star. So my whole thing is I want things to work out, but like, it's a TV show, so we know it's going to be drama. We know it's going to be issues. So my predictions for next week, honestly, I don't want to say this, but I do believe that Alex and Noah are going to take a break. I'm hoping that Noah gets himself into rehab. I really don't know if Star is going to take the tour opportunity. We shall see. But we saw that Simone told her that, we're not family, not anymore. So I'm like, that's a deep statement to tell your sister. So we'll see what's gonna happen with that. Somebody asked me about Brody, and I'm like, yeah, what the hell happened to Brody? He just got electrocuted in the tub, and we never hear from him. We don't know. Nobody found his body. Wasn't able to properly bury him. We don't know where Brody at. Jackson and Star, they slept together in Louisiana, in New Orleans. They ain't been in no more scenes together. And I'm sure it's going to be an issue, especially when she found out that Jackson was helping Alice with her project. So I'm like, okay. The solo clause. Some people were saying that was selfish. I don't believe that was selfish. If you are in a group, you're not going to want to be doing things with your group all the time. I think all the girls should have a clause in their contract about them being able to do things outside of Take 3. That's always been around in groups. You had groups, and then somebody in the group would do a song with such and such, or do a song with such and such. It should be in the clause. I don't think Alex was selfish for asking for that. I think all the girls should have that opportunity to do things outside of your group. Do I believe you should go on tour without your group? Absolutely not. Do I believe that you should be able to record a record or be a feature on somebody else's stuff without your group? Absolutely. But I do not believe that you should go on a worldwide tour without the people that help you get to this place that you're at now. That's just my whole thing. So, that's really my that's basically my review. Last night, it was a lot going on, but at the same time, not too much going on. It really was centered around the death of Haya, which was a really, really sad moment. So I'm sure next Wednesday it's gonna be explosive. It's gonna put us through so many feelings, emotions, all of that. So like I said, please, if you're going to comment, please be respectful. please just be respectful. If you cannot be respectful, please do not comment. I'm gonna look through them. If you've been, and even been, not just to me, people were being disrespectful to other people. So if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna somehow know I can delete the comment. I just please don't do that. That's not who I am as a person. That's not what I represent. I don't like things like that. I don't even go on other people's pages. If I don't agree with what you're saying, I may just listen to you to give you the view and I exit out. Or I may disagree, but I do it in a way that is respectful. I don't feel no one should be disrespected for voicing their opinions. So like I said, please, if you're gonna comment, just be respectful. That's all I ask. Alright, so y'all know how it is. Same time, same day next week, and like I always say, y'all be safe out there.